It's easy to find Phil Smith on Wednesday evenings. He leaves the family dealership in Raytown, Missouri, and makes the short drive to the St. James Soup Kitchen in Kansas City.
What's going on, Chief? How you doing, brother?
Besides serving a hot meal, Phil brings music, a smile, and a friendly hand to everyone he meets.
We serve about 200 to 250 people a day, and actually they have become a part of my family. And again, it makes me realize how lucky I am, and it really just has made my life even that much more special.
When I grow up, I'd like to be just like Phil. I think he understands that God has asked us to do very few things: feed the hungry, clothe the naked, take care of the poor. It's really all he asks us to do, and that's what Phil does.
Phil not only serves the needs of the hungry, but he also provides spiritual support every Sunday to inmates on the 7th floor of the Jackson County Jail.
They didn't grow up like we grew up, and a lot of them have had situations that none of us could even imagine. So sometimes when you have an opportunity to sit down and spend an hour talking to someone, you really realize that there are a lot of reasons why they're in the position they are in, and we're in the position we are in.
Phil considers the history of his family a blessing, starting with his grandfather, Ray Smith, who established the family's first dealership 56 years ago. That love of cars was passed on to his father, Dick Smith. Now Phil and his brother Mark have been Ford dealers for more than 30 years.
I was born into a family that was a successful car business. So I had opportunities that many people did not have or do not have. So to me, it's very important for me to do everything I can to give that back to the community.
15 years ago, Phil recognized an opportunity to make a difference in the world after hearing about a mission trip to Guatemala at his local parish.
I volunteered to go, really not having a clue what I was getting into. Went down there, actually had kind of a life-changing experience. I was in a community that at that time had no electricity, no water, no plumbing, no anything. The vast majority of the people's homes that I was in were dirt floors, mud huts, and I found some of the most caring, most loving, most generous people that I've ever known in my entire life. And I kind of got hooked. And I've been there 27 times since then.
And during those 27 trips, Phil has changed the lives of the local Mayan community.
I think it's pretty easy for businessmen to write a check, but I think it takes a special person to go the extra mile to give their heart and their soul to something like this. I don't think Phil would be comfortable with writing a check and saying, I'm done with it. I think Phil's style is to involve himself 100% in what he does.
In 2006, Phil started a Labor of Love walk to benefit the Guatemalan community. By personally walking 100 miles to help raise awareness and money, Phil purchased a permanent and safe home for physically and mentally challenged orphans in the region and installed a much-needed water purification system.
We have currently, to date, purified over 150,000 gallons of water, and we have 6,000 people currently drinking water that is as clean as the water that comes out of our taps here in the United States, saving people of a lot of disease and illness that has killed and hurt a lot of people in that community.
Reaching out to neighbors, whether they're thousands of miles away or just down the street, is the driving force behind Phil Smith's life. It is a feeling best expressed in a song he wrote.
So if you ever hear the call to help God's children, big or small, remember it's the love you share.
Walks the walk of life. You know, they're willing to walk with the prisoners in difficult times. They're willing to walk down to the inner cities and to be with those who are homeless. He's willing to walk the mountains and the hills of Guatemala with people who struggle. I think Phil's true testimony is in living out what he truly believes. And he does it through his feet, he does it through his hands, and he does it through his heart.
Phil, your story is amazing. You have gone beyond what most would expect from a business leader to influence and affect so many lives in ways that are so meaningful. Your hands-on involvement in Guatemala and the ongoing Labor of Love walks not only provide much-needed life support, but also important hope and faith for thousands of people who would otherwise go without the necessities in life. I am moved by your kindness and your unwavering willingness to roll up your sleeves to help others in need. It is with much pleasure that I congratulate you on earning the Salute to Dealers Award.